The last week of March is when I started feeling ill, I got a fever, and feel well. Then come around April 1st or April 2nd, like that was really bad. I said, I feel bad, you gotta take me to the hospital. And I don't remember no more than that. I don't remember I don't even remember walking to the ER. All I remember is waking up 2 months later, 66 days in ICU, but they decided that ventilated a tracheotomy and a trach in there for 50-something days. So it was definitely surprising. They said I almost died 3 times, or I did at least.
A procession was held at Mansfield Hospital for a Dallas ISD officer who is fighting for his life after being diagnosed with COVID-19. The procession is also honoring those who are taking care of him.
I remember waking up, and I remember them putting me on the gurney, and they were going to roll me out to the ambulance and just transfer me to Kindred Hospital. And I remember people out there outside the doors waiting for me to come through, and give me well wishes and stuff. And they put me in the ambulance and drove me over there.
Mr. Vicente came to us with respiratory failure, COVID-19 pneumonia. He had a tracheostomy tube, was on high levels of oxygenation, and required to participate in our respiratory failure program and our pulmonary rehabilitation program.
He was also suffered an acute stroke in the medulla oblongata area.
He came in a trach, I'm sure he had a feeding tube, he had a dialysis catheter because he'd been dialyzed. He was, quite a mess. But one thing about the dude is he was determined. His story had not been written yet.
They were really, the group there at Kindred was really, really attentive.
Obviously we have a special place in our heart for firemen and police officers and all these things. We knew, at that point, these guys had no choice but to be exposed. They had to be there. They're the front line. They were the true frontline folks to the public.
Mr. Vicente was very dedicated to his job, and our healthcare team was working diligently to try to make sure he was able to get back to what he loved to do.
And he has to have excellent reaction time for his getting in and out of vehicles, drawing a service revolver, whatever it might be. We did a lot of coordination things with, batting balloons and eye-hand coordination, things like that, incorporated that into his care.
The pulmonary rehab program helped him to regain his independence through breathing training, pulmonary disease education, and therapeutic exercise.
PT worked him over, occupational therapy did their thing, speech. They work with cognition, which with COVID was a big problem, okay? But they also work with swallowing. Physical therapy, they got him on his feet. He's like, all right, I'm on my feet, so I can do this, I can move around. So what else do I have to do to get out of here?
From the day he came, he was like, I'm gonna get out of here, I'm gonna succeed, and he was. And I think that is a big part in getting better clinically, is having that mentality that I can do this, and he definitely had that.
Definitely thank you to all the care team. If it wasn't for them taking care of me and doing the impossible to get me where I'm at today. I mean, I don't think if I didn't have the care team, I wouldn't have been as successful as I am with my recuperation and rehabilitation.
I'm honored to be part of his team to get him better.
He came a long way. This gentleman was a dialysis patient. He was in multiple organ failure. To be able to completely recover from that is miraculous, and it takes the care of every single person in this building.
If it wasn't for Kindred, I don't think I'd be where I am at now, where I am. Looking, I put my weight back on, I'm looking pretty healthy, If one for Kindred give me the instruction and the help to get me there, I don't think I'd be where I am now. If I need to go anywhere, that's where I want to go, is Kindred.